But right now, even more corrosive than the chaos and the corruption is the fear. This administration is trying to poison our democracy with fear and intimidation. His goal is not just revenge. He wants to use the government to crush the opposition. And this is actually something we have never faced before. Not like this. Before you elected me, I led a team that exposed corruption and war crimes. We exposed the truth in places where criticizing the government is dangerous, where whistleblowers and witnesses will only meet in secret, where protest carries the risk of prosecution. And the atmosphere in America under Donald Trump reminds me more and more of those places. I've heard it in my office from some of the most powerful to some of the least. They say, we don't need a federal investigation. They say, we're not sticking our necks out right now. They say, we don't want any trouble. See, Americans are now living in fear of their own government. And it's not just here at home. People from around the world who want to do business and research and tourism here are now being advised by their governments not to visit the United States because civil rights and civil liberties are eroding here so swiftly. When I first ran for Congress 8 years ago, it was because I saw the election of someone so unfit for the presidency as a danger to the country. And you all got behind me because you saw the same thing. And when we won the Senate, it was because we still understood together the urgency and the necessity of the moment, and we knew Georgia could lead the way. And now each morning when I look at my beautiful 3-year-old girl and her sweetness and that magical, hopeful innocence and potential, I realize we have no choice but to keep going, Georgia. We have no choice. Because I don't want my little girl to grow up in a hopelessly divided country, where citizens fear their own government, which has become an instrument of repression and revenge. I don't want her to grow up in a world where freedom is in retreat. I want her to grow up in an America that continues to lead the free world, where diversity is celebrated instead of mocked, with leaders who bring us together and inspire us to be honest and decent and kind. The measure of our success is not how many of the poorest and most vulnerable families we hunt down and shackle and imprison and deport. The measure of our success is whether each generation achieves greater health and prosperity than the last, and whether we live up to the promise of equal justice for all. Senator Warnock and I are on your team. We're pushing back every day. When they cut HBCU scholarships, we fought back and we won. And we won. Republicans in Congress are already feeling the heat on Medicaid. We are pushing back every single day. We understand the assignment. And please trust us when we assure you that if we all do our part as citizens, we will overcome this. We will overcome this. In my Senate office, just over my desk, there's a portrait of Congressman Lewis. And I promise you, His Spirit is with us in this place right now. Right now. The power is still with the people, Atlanta. Atlanta, are you ready to get in good trouble? Atlanta, are you ready to speak out? Atlanta, are you ready to organize? Atlanta, are you ready to march? Georgia will bow to no king. And Georgia will lead the way again. Thank you all. Thank you, Georgia. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.